We want to give a huge thank you to all of you for being here, both in person and online. Hi, everyone. And we want to give a huge, huge thanks to Arts at Michigan, who has provided us with a lot of the funding that we needed to put on this show and several of our other shows. So Nerds is not even really drama students, and we are an Oregon campus dedicated to allowing students to write and perform and direct their own original content. So we're pretty unique in that aspect. Just wanted to make a quick plug that we will have another show next semester, so stay tuned for that. It's called Bloom, written by two of our other board members. So thank you all for being here so much again. And I would like to introduce Sammy and Lily.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for coming to our show. My name is Lily.
And I'm Sammy.
And we are the directors and writers for tonight's production. Now, a few things to go over before we begin. First off, Sarah just did so, but we're going to thank Arts at Michigan for providing the funding, because without them we could never put on this lovely show tonight. And second of all, just a few house rules. Please silence or turn off your cell phones now. And if you're going to leave at any time that is not intermission or after the play, try to do so respectfully in a way that doesn't disturb the experience for anyone else or disturb the actors on stage.
Right. So we've had an amazing time putting the show together for you. It's just been absolutely incredible working with our incredibly talented cast and crew. So without further ado, here is Get a Clue.
Nancy, your job is amazing. I can't believe we're at John Body's house.
Ned, my job isn't that great. I get paid minimum wage to write notes about old balding men for other old balding men. It isn't that great.
Still, John Body's house. I've seen that vase on the cover of Home and Garden like a bajillion times.
The one with the naked showgirls on it?
It's pure marble, Nancy. Imported from Italy.
At least one of us is enjoying this.
I don't see why you aren't. Well, it's a perfect kind of day for a mysterious night with a shady group of strangers in the candlelight. It's a recipe for mystery,
Also for calamity.
with every amenity inside. 'Cause there's mahogany and marble and extravagant foods, and I'm still hoping for a waltz with my girlfriend too.
You won't be getting any sympathy, fancy true. And if you've got your act together, maybe you get a clue.
Oh, Nancy, why do you have to be so mean to me?
This isn't fun, Ned. Scaring sororities by putting glowworms in the punch bowls? That's fun. Pirating literally every episode of Law & Order True Crime on school computers to see how many viruses you can get? That's fun. This is not fun.
Ah, Nancy!
That's my boss. Professor Plum, professor of botany at Wilder University. Sharp as a tack and balding and socially inept. He's like a baby animal struggling for survival.
Splendid house, isn't it? And that vase is imported from Italy, you know. I have one quite similar to it.
The one with the naked showgirls on it.
Precisely. It's a bygone art form, don't you think? Truly, the shape of the women are representative of a long
Hey,
forgotten...
Professor Plum! I'm Ned Nickerson. I'm Nancy's boyfriend, and it's great to meet you.
Can't possibly expect me to...
Just shake the damn hand, Professor.
They say a man's handshake says something about his character.
Gee, thanks, sir.
That wasn't a compliment. Well then, shall we go inside? Nancy, do be sure to take notes. There's a fancy mansion at the top of a hill, and all the cities on these will be there. It's a relaxing time, so grab a bottle of wine.
Something evil is here in the air.
Through the line, who says we can't have fun before the other shoe drops?
So then, I found myself in the middle of the jungle. Nothing but a toothpick, a movie ticket stub, and my own wits. And then...
Why ever did you have a movie ticket on you, dear? So you have your ticket and a toothpick. How'd you survive?
You're forgetting my wits. My training for the Army Special Operations Division taught me to always keep my wits about me.
Don't be so rude to Colonel Mustard, my dear. You must always be kind to your suitor.
You can say boyfriend, Mother.
Ah, your relationship reminds me of that I had with my husband.
He's dead now, Mother. All three of them are.
Yes. I oversaw their funerals myself.
Do continue your story, Colonel.
Right. So as I was saying before I was interrupted...
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to introduce my newest assistant, Nancy Drew. Nancy, this is Mrs. Peacock, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, and of course, Pastor Green.
Nice to meet all of you.
And I'm Ned Nickerson, Nancy's boyfriend. Can I say what a pleasure it is to meet all of you? Oh my gosh, this house is amazing.
Whatever. Colonel, were you saying something earlier? Do continue to regale us with your tale.
Right, so I was strolling through the jungle in the tropics down the south when I came across a beautiful...
Stop. Just 'cause I'm your girlfriend doesn't mean I wanna hear every word out of your mouth.
I'll just pretend to listen, that'll mean I'm polite.
And if I prayed to God to spite him, would this still be alright?
Would you believe it if I told you we're familiar friends?
So you'll be putting up with us until the night ends. So then, I found myself back in the jungle. Nothing but a toothbrush, a brass statuette, and my own wits. When all of a sudden I came to this beautiful waterfall. And sitting in the pool at the base of the waterfall, I saw the most handsome... Maybe the next part of my adventure should be left to the imagination. I wouldn't want to offend a man of the cloth, of course.
Yes, well, thanks for your discretion.
Oh, but I wanted to hear the story.
If you want to hear one man's erotic repressed fantasies, you'd be better looking at fanfiction.net.
Scarlet.
Jeez, what a wacky couple. Can you spell dysfunctional?
Don't try to confuse me with numbers.
Honestly, I can kind of sympathize with him, though.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh gosh, Nancy, I don't know. How could I sympathize with a guy who's being yelled at constantly by a cold, uncaring girlfriend?
I don't know if you're trying to insinuate that.
No, really, I don't know. Like, why?
Just go.
You got it, boss.
They're all enjoying themselves and got a candle as the last second before the night. So what's this that you're feeling like there's something not quite right? It could be all in my head, it could be crazy or blue, but if the feeling in my gut is really telling the truth, then something bad is gonna happen and it might happen soon. And here I'm standing like an idiot without a clue.
It's so nice to meet you and your boyfriend, Nancy. I'm Mrs. White, Master Body's housekeeper. I must say, it's refreshing to see some new faces around here.
Does Mr. Body hold these weird dinner parties often or something?
Not exactly. Mrs. Peacock, Pastor Green, the professor, and I have all worked together before. As for the young Miss Scarlet and her boyfriend, well, I'm sure it's nice for you to have people around your age, right?
Millennials annoy me.
Okay. They annoy me too. Anyway, would you like a sandwich?
No, I ate lunch. Although a snack would be...
Well, then I have just the thing. I have my delectable homemade brownies with my special secret ingredient inside. One bite will have you reeling.
Somehow we gathered here together on this beautiful day. Could this really be coincidence?
Fucking way.
To put it out of our minds and try to have a good time with friends and family and people that we hate. We'll see how everything goes, we'll let things fall as they may. And if we don't make it to the ending, well that's okay. Show somebody else there tonight, it just might be you. But if it's not me, you are not getting a clue.
Pardon me for interrupting, ladies and gentlemen. For those unfamiliar with me, I am the esteemed reporter, Mr. John Body, and this is my extremely fancy upscale mansion. Now, if you'd like to follow me this way to my extremely fancy upscale dining room, dinner will be served shortly.
Oh my God, Nancy, it was John Body himself! And this, oh my God, we've talked about this in that magazine I was telling you about.
Cast in line, the pressure's mounting, and now is the time. We made mistakes, but hey, no lead isn't late, and we even got our songs to rhyme.
Stripes us in quite a road up ahead.
With so many twists and mysteries, I might just drop dead. Take a step ahead, keep your cool, follow things through, and if the tension doesn't kill you, then you might get a clue. Because tonight would be the night you put my life to the test, and you'd be downright suicidal to be clueless. How the fuck did you get in here? Get the fuck out! It's in your house. Go. Scat, yep. Not your show either.
Please, everyone, take your seats. Your dinner tonight will be a 3-course meal of Prince Edward Island oysters, followed by gold leaf lobster and Alcetra caviar, with artichoke soup and black truffle.
Oh my gosh, what's for dessert? I hope it's something
Fried butter on a stick, of course. A classic of the great European courts. Wouldn't you agree?
If you want, you could always have one of my special brownies instead.
special.
Pass. Was it just me, or was that, a little awkward?
Definitely awkward. I swear none of these people like each other. In fact, that's probably the most stiff, awkward group of people I've ever met. And my family called my cousins Bumping Uglies last family reunion, so...
Okay, you will tell me all about Priscilla and Donovan later, but did you see how passive-aggressive Mrs. Peacock and Miss Scarlet were being around each other? According to Professor Plum, they hadn't seen each other in years, since Scarlet was in middle school, and then now all of a sudden they're reconnecting. It's like a fucking soap opera with those two.
Desperate Housewives or Days of Our Lives?
Definitely more Days of Our Lives. But it gets better than that, because the moment she came back, she got together with this distant family friend.
Oh, Algie?
What did you call me?
No. Algie, short for Algernon. It's Colonel Mustard's first name. He told me about it when he was telling his fountain story with her.
Right, well, she got together with Agamemnon.
Algernon.
But the way the professor says it, you wouldn't even know. Even though she's the one who reached out to her mom and asked out her boyfriend, she kind of acts like she hates both of them.
Well, how does Professor Plum know all this?
Who knows? He's crazy connected. His LinkedIn profile's like 1,000 people.
Do either of you care for a brownie?
For like the trillionth time now.
I've been counting, and it's only been like the second time.
No!
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Green.
Pastor Green.
Of course. Forgive me. And given now that you're a man of God, and that you wiped your slate clean and forgive people daily for our sins,
Go on.
can I assume that there are no hard feelings about our, past encounter?
If what you're referring to is that expose you wrote in that rag of a newspaper about the potential ties between the Green family and the big city mob.
Well, now let's not be hasty.
I say, let bygones be bygones. I hold no ill will toward that cesspool of rodent piss and lies you call a journalistic enterprise.
Really? Because the last time we talked, you told me that if you ever saw my face in person, you'd gouge my eyes out with burning wads of illegal drug money so I could never spy on your back alley drug deals again.
Well, assuming that I said that, and also assuming I said I would rip off your balls and put them in the holes where your eyes were, assuming I said any of that, well, you know what? It's all in the past, my good man. I am a man of God now, and I have reformed my ways. You know, they really do save the good stuff for communion.
Are you drinking communion wine?
What? No! No, why would you even accuse me of that?
Of course. Forgive me for making such an,
No. This is my personal preference. Cherry Kool-Aid.
Well, I'm not really sure if that's any better.
And what makes you say that?
Well, let me give you a bit of an impromptu history here.
I do enjoy hearing your tales from the jungle, Colonel. You encounter such interesting things, why even Mr. Green took particular interest with your findings from your last mission.
Oh, that was a fantastic journey. The lush green forest of Madagascar, with nothing but a friendly gecko, and my wits to complete the mission with.
Yes, of course. Unfortunately, my last assistant was a little too interested in your discovery, kept nosing around the place, had to fire him, no helping it. He was beginning to mess up my organization and slow down my work.
Oh, that's a shame. But your new assistant, Nancy, is it? Seems competent enough. That boyfriend of hers seems like a nice fellow, too.
Have you found any new specimens this time around?
Yes, now that you mention it. There was this beach in Madagascar, and I saw the most handsome...
Jumping Jehoshaphat, young man. I was referring to the native flora and fauna of the island. I don't need to hear about your exploits.
Why, I thought the indigenous population of the island would be a great interest for a biologist.
I'm a botanist, my dear boy. And if my conversation with you are any indication, I'm a mere botanist for good reason.
Would you like a brownie, sir?
Mrs. White, thank you very much. Delicious as ever. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I have my secret ingredient, don't I?
Well, I won't question your methods. I'm sure our guests will love them as well. How do you think they're enjoying the evening?
Well, most of them have had a few brownies, except for the professor's assistant and her boyfriend, so I'm sure their spirits will lift.
Of course. And the, thing we discussed before our esteemed guests arrived.
I will be taking care of everything, sir. So feel free to relax and sit back and have another one of my brownies.
Mrs. White, sometimes I don't know what I'd do without you. What is in these that makes them taste so good?
Scarlett, dear, I'm just so happy to be getting to know you again.
We haven't seen each other in years, Mother. Last time I saw you, I was a kid.
Yes, well, that couldn't be helped.
Could it be helped?
There were circumstances.
Like what? Husband number 52? Why couldn't you collect Beanie Babies or host international students like any normal woman in midlife crisis?
That's out of line, dear. You know very well I was only married thrice. I merely had 52 affairs. And besides, dear, the present is what matters. I may have missed out on your entire childhood, but I'm so eager to find the woman you have become.
You can't just make up for lost time.
I'm just trying to reconnect. I am your mother, after all.
You're not my real mom.
What?
But
I mean, you haven't really been acting like a real mom. I mean, who's to say once you ship me off to boarding school and everything, I mean...
I may not have acted in the most motherly way all those years ago. But as for your genetics, I have photographic evidence.
You have pictures from when I was a baby?
No, dear, I mean from when you were conceived.
This is why I think about my real mom.
I think it's time to move on to the fried butter. Mrs. White, will the course be coming soon?
In just a moment, sir. But in the meantime, I still have a few of my brownies.
Can we cut it out with the brownies already?
Well, then perhaps a song while we wait. I have an important announcement to make after dinner that concerns all of you. But for now, let's have a toast. To good friends, be our guests, put our service to the test.
Oh my god! What?
He doesn't have a pulse.
You don't mean Master Body has been... that he's been...
He's been copyright strike!
No, you idiot. That was less than 30 seconds of a song and nothing was monetized.
That and he's going blue at the mouth.
That too.
Clearly, she's been murdered.
Well, you know, that makes a lot more sense. Wait! Murdered?
Our host has been murdered right in front of us?
Now, let's not be hasty. It could have just been an accident. Or a gift from God.
You're making it sound like a good thing.
No,
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you're...
It's not just that. I recognize the symptoms. She's been poisoned with a very specific substance, atracanine. It's administered via ingestion. Someone must have slipped it into his cup.
But the only ones who were even around this cup were the 8 of us. Which is funny, because it's almost like,
One of us is a murderer?
Should I still be taking notes on all this?
No, you idiot! This is a dead journalist we're talking about here. If the press gets wind of this, it'll be a disaster. Back me up, Professor.
I'm sorry, it's just, well, we don't exactly get to see this poison's effects firsthand often.
One of us is a murderer!
Am I in some kind of purgatory where I'm surrounded by lunatic idiots hell-bent on getting us all arrested? Pull yourself together, Ola Grande!
it's Algernon!
Master Green, what on earth are you doing?
Oh, I'm just saying some last rites for the man. I figured it was the least I could do.
Not when you're reciting passages about Satan from the Book of Revelation. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, she's being blocked! Oh my gosh, is she okay too? Is she
Okay, knock it off! If we all keep freaking out, then one of the staff is going to hear us, see us screaming, and assume we murdered him.
But Nancy, what if the murderer comes for one of us?
The louder you scream, the more it makes the murderer want to off you, so shut up! Now, Miss Scarlet, would you please get your mom to a murder-free room, please?
Why do I have to do it?
Scarlet, I mean...
Because she's your mother, dear.
Why can't we just get Armistice to do it?
It's Algernon!
So help me, woman, if you do not get your mom out of the active crime scene, I'll stick my boyfriend on you.
He doesn't look particularly threatening.
No, but he's annoying as hell. And if you don't get her out of here, I'll casually get him started on the topic of platypi. And you will not like it.
You know, now that you mention it, like, what is up with those things? Because technically they have a lot of biological traits from a bunch of different marsupials, but the
Shut
entire...
up, Ned!
Offense taken, Nancy!
Just get out of here, okay? And take Army Man with you. Maybe you can stop each other from hysterically screaming.
Okay, first of all, he is an army man, but his name is Algernon.
Ned, I need a few moments to hear myself think, and to hear myself contemplate the will to live. Okay?
Okay, I'll be in the hall if you need me.
Mrs. White, go fire everyone.
What? Excuse me? I only take orders from the master of the house.
The master's dead, and unless we're planning on burying his servants with him mummification style...
Okay, alright, okay. Point taken. I'll just leave these brownies here on the table in case someone needs to take a chill pill.
Excuse me? You need to, like...
I'm
Oh
leaving.
boy, brownies!
Out! Oh my god. Mr. Green.
What?
Mr. Green.
Yeah?
Alright, go lock all the doors and tell any stray reporters you see wandering around to get the fuck out of here.
Why would I listen to you?
Because I have a sneaking suspicion that if I left you alone with the body, there would be a Sharpie penis on his face when we all came back.
Please, you're making it sound like I have no class. Fine.
Out! Rigor mortis is good. Note to self, no matter how appealing, do not succumb and eat one of the brownies.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. You're awake.
What happened?
Let's see. Well, last night me and the Colonel celebrated our 3-month anniversary.
Oh, and this morning you found that super old necklace from your second husband.
That's nice, dear.
And also John Dottie got just like super murder right in front of us and you straight up passed out.
What? What? Oh, my dear. Oh,
I didn't really know it,
I'm
Mother.
so sorry. Oh, the sight of
Please
that
stop touching me,
body.
Mother.
Oh, the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I wasn't born yesterday, Mother.
Well, I should know that. I'm the one that spent 48 excruciating hours forcefully ejecting you.
Please stop talking, Mother.
What do you mean you weren't born yesterday?
Mother, 3 of your husbands have died, and I was there for 2 of them. Can we stop pretending you're shocked by dead bodies now?
You're pretending. What made you think I was pretending?
Well, it started getting old right around the time you spent 5 minutes spreading cushions around yourself before my stepfather died.
It's a European interior design trick.
Really? Familial homicide? Is that what's taking the Parisian world by storm?
Stop it. Just because I hate you doesn't mean I'd ever kill you.
Okay, I don't have to say that back to you, right? Because I'm terrible at lying.
And I would never kill you or any of my very wealthy ex-husbands. Family needs to stick together. When I look into your eyes, I swear that I can see my dearest husband's eyes.
Which one?
I know we have spent so many years apart, but after all, it's 10 years on, mother-daughter bond. In this house tonight at dinner, I got a glimpse of us before we said goodnight. We were so much closer before, but now after all this time apart, who knows where we should even start? Oh, my dear, I'm going to tell you this sad story, even if details they can't tell the story. It was a tragedy. My first husband and me. I wonder how we went down the stairs that night. It was such a kiss, it must have felt. He was really so sweet. Kindness never could meet. But honey, he had the sense to leave me all his money.
than her. In fact, the sound is remarkably similar to the mating call of the West African honking fellaplunt.
My money's still on a waterboarded house cat.
It's true. I was just teaching my daughter an important lesson about family values.
What made you guys think something happened? So the dulcet tones of crazed animal torture were really that of Mrs. Peacock singing.
Hey up.
Every time. Damn it, how the fuck do you know?
I'm affair number 29.
And I see.
What? Even a man of the cloth is entitled to some of God's pleasures on this planet.
No, that's not how anything works.
How are you still alive?
You're one to talk.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
No, he's right. We thought we'd all see you dead here when we came in.
After all, Mrs. Peacock's immediate family has a nasty habit of ending up in unfortunate accidents, right?
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I haven't died yet.
Okay, show of hands. How many of you expect to find my dead body when you open this door? And you left me alone in a room with her?
Yeah, we made
Save it. You know what? I expected this from some of you. Maybe. But alfalfa? Really?
No, Doc, wait! I'm sorry! Does this mean our trip to the BDSM dungeon is off tomorrow?
It's Algernon!
Well, I for one am also offended. To think that you would all accuse me of murdering my poor sweet daughter, with whom I was recently reunited, who reminds me so much of my dear departed second husband.
The one that fell down 5 flights of stairs?
The one with your necklace in his hands?
The one that you were cheating on with me?
Excuse me. I feel the sudden urge to strangle something. Alive.
Something tells me that's not unusual for you.
So, should I, go in case there's, a double homicide?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe Brownie will help calm her nerves.
Nancy, I managed to sneak one of Mrs. White's brownies. Do you want to...
Ain't nobody got time for that, Ned! A murder has taken place in this house, and all the guests are suspects, us included.
Well, you have been taking notes on everything that's been happening so far, haven't you, Nancy?
I mean, she does that anyway to get out of talking to you.
Yeah. Professor, you were saying?
That could be valuable testimony, you know. And given your detective skills, I'm sure you could make use of it. Say, didn't you have a private detective service in high school listed on your resume?
I don't believe it. You actually said something halfway intelligent.
Well, he's a professor, right? He has to say something smart sometimes.
You both said something intelligent. That's it. Clearly into the Twilight Zone.
Does that mean Mr. Body's not really dead?
And it's ruined.
I'll be frank. I'd rather a private investigation from a source I am close to, rather than the police. Will you help us, Nancy?
Us?
The 3 of us. In this room. Only.
I want a raise.
Done. $20.
50.
30.
5 million.
$35. Final offer.
Wait, aren't you an unpaid intern?
Deal? Alright, first things first. Gather up everyone in the study after they're done doing whatever the hell they're doing. I don't want them roaming the halls.
Naturally.
Keep them distracted. The less they discuss the details of the murder, the better. I don't want them to influence each other or get their stories straight or who knows what. And try to get one of Mrs. White's brownies without eating it. You have a problem. I'm sorry. Oh, and keep Peacock and Scarlet away from each other. That can only end in...
You want me to
massive
what?
amounts of- Would you let me finish? Obviously, it would end in lots of emotional distress for everyone involved and property damage. Oh, and also, do you have any of those sticks of fried butter?
No.
No? Oh, that's fine. That was just a personal preference anyway. Oh, and I'll take $5 in case I want a latte.
Okay, and should I sell my kidneys on the black market while I'm at it, or is that all? not pay me nearly enough for this.
Isn't he paying you?
Not enough. Well, come on, Ned. We gotta go track down the murderer.
You want me to come with you?
Let's be real. If I didn't, you'd probably be the next victim.
Oh, you do care. Thanks, Nancy.
No, I don't.
Time's running out, there's a mystery afoot. There's a killer on the loose, we don't know where to look. Well, you're lucky that Miss Nancy Drew got involved with a pro on the case. This is good as solved. Well, let's look at the facts. How did this victim die? 'Cause it wasn't a rope or a candle or knife. We can rule out revolvers, we've thought this all through. There's only one weapon, the clues all point to wolves!
What the fuck, Ned?
Great minds think alike.
Except I wasn't thinking that at all.
Wait, then...
Poison! Poison, you blockhead! His face is blue. He died after eating the meal. He ingested poison.
Poison? That's so dangerous, Nancy, someone could die!
Anyway, the house hunter said the location's the key. The place where he died, found out that's no mystery. He died at this table in front of our eyes. So what could he have eaten to cause his demise?
But, Nancy, we all ate the first two courses, so... Does that mean I'm gonna die?
It's been half an hour already, so
Nancy, I'm too young to die! Save me, Nancy, save
if
me!
you don't get off, I'm going to kill you myself.
I can see the light!
Okay, I can't tell me
It was the wine glass, Nancy!
Are you done playing dead now?
The wine glass. I was walking towards the light, and I heard a voice say that I wasn't wanted there, so I came back.
The wine glass, huh?
It was the only thing I didn't drink.
Ned, none of us drank it.
And we're not 21.
They hadn't handed out to us. Maybe. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm right, aren't I?
No, for once you just might be.
Of the weapon
We saw where he fell,
but who is the killer? That's harder to tell. If the mansion's on lockdown, we know they're inside. The killer's in the house, then there's nowhere to hide.
Wait, so it could be anyone? Even me?
Ned, it's not you.
Even you?
Ned, it's not me.
But are we sure?
If you're accusing me of murder, I'm calling my lawyer.
No, not Mr. Callahan, no.
Might have gotten one thing right, though. If it's not one of us and the staff are all in the other room, then it has to be one of the guests in the room next door.
Does this game crack a code?
Will that handkerchief show us the end of the road?
Maybe the killer left something on the floor. Maybe there's something we didn't see before. Look, there's something shiny by the chair. If we're looking for some clues, let's start over there.
Wait a minute, are you missing the mark? Studying every piece of color is a stab in the dark.
Look, Nancy, I'm just trying to help because investigating's harder when you do it yourself.
Well, you're not helping because you haven't found a thing.
Look, Nancy, a ring.
What?
I found a ring. I think it's a clue. Look, it's shiny and it
Ned?
sparkles.
What did I say about touching things on the ground?
But it's shiny.
Oh, cut down, Frodo! My precious. Jesus, Ned, it's not even important.
Well, if it's not so important, I'll just keep it for myself. Am I invisible yet? Can you see me?
Unfortunately, yes. Solve the puzzle that
we still don't know.
is the killer, the murderous star of the show. If we both work together,
then what can't we do? Because nobody solves things like Nancy Drew.
Every time, Ned, goddammit.
Nancy, wait!
Ned, we don't have time for that. There's just been a murder in this house. One of the 6 people in the other room's a murder, and we still have no idea who killed the damn reporter at his own, admittedly ill-advised, dinner party. Plus, the police and practically the entire crime-fighting community of wherever the fuck this place is located is practically breathing down our necks. Give me one good reason why I should slow down.
Well, because when you slid down the banister, nice dismount, by the way, with the flip and all, I think that you accidentally landed on Mr. Body's Italian imported vase.
The one with the naked showgirls on it? Not calling that a major loss.
And a shard of the vase flew out and hit his prize-winning Shiba Inu.
The vase at Morgantina? No! God damn it, Ned! That was Body's fucking rug, not his puppy. Didn't you see it in Home and Garden magazine? It was imported from Sweden.
I'm sorry, Nancy, but can you imagine how horrible it would have been if that dog had died?
I know, right? It would have been an awful tragedy. I would have been miserable for weeks.
So, about the dead body in the dining room.
No. Listen, we are justified, morally upright people here. Humans? Humans can be replaced with dogs. Dogs are one of a kind.
Here at Nerds, we kill people, not dogs.
Exactly. I mean, like, let's be honest. If that dog had died, I probably would have murdered you.
Nancy!
What? And you would have deserved it, too. That Shiba Inu is the most adorable thing on the planet.
I didn't even hurt the dog. I just didn't crash on the vase that didn't kill her.
Oh, right. That was mean. I just kind of figured you're always doing dumb shit like that anyways. What's the holdup, Ned? Let's go.
Maybe I don't want to go.
Come on, Ned. Don't be a butt-face. You know how much the murder of this strange dinner host we know nothing about means to me?
Maybe I want to be a butt face. Maybe I don't want to just trail behind you during investigations all the time, watching you collect clues and waiting for treats in the form of accolades, and Shiba Inus have feelings too, Nancy!
There, you butt-faced Shiba Inu. Look, I'm sorry I've kind of been neglecting you.
You left me in the hall for like an hour!
Nobody's perfect. But this stuff's got me worried. We know one of the 6 people in the other room's a murderer, but what if the police come to the wrong conclusion and blame one of us?
I I mean, you don't think they're that dumb, do you?
Oh, Ned. We're private detectives in a piece of crime fiction. The police are always dumbasses. Look, I know I can be pretty mean to you sometimes,
And I know I can be a bit of a ditz.
but, and this is probably, terrible idea on my part, like, an overall awful, what terrible brain trauma did I undergo?
Nancy!
Okay. Moving on. But, I do give a bit of a shit sometimes. Possibly about you. Don't take it personal or anything, okay?
You were out looking for clues. I think I found something better. Do you remember that night back when we found each other?
Keep on finding ourselves in situations like this, just like the first time we met. The night was stormy and dark, my search had hit a dead end, and then you saved the day. It was just sheer luck you love, but this is the last one, and it was when I met you. I don't know what I would have, or what I'd do without you. And when you're here by my side, lose all this tonight.
Somehow we're stuck here again, a mystery to be solved, but I'm sure we'll make it through. You are the smartest around, I know you won't let us down, 'cause you're the smartest around. I'm not the cause of the sound. I don't think I ever could. All what I do without you. You by my side. It's all this message tonight. Every voice speaks of there's something there's never out till trouble comes. I get your mysteries back although I'll be there. Sometimes I just wish there was this chaos follow us tonight. Darkness follows us and bruises my heart. I don't think I have a clue of what I'd do without you. And with you here by my side, we'll solve this mystery tonight. There's just something I cannot explain, because despite the mysteries I'll stay right here with you. There's no way I don't stay by your side, because to my favorite mystery is you. Nancy.
Okay. Now that we've fulfilled our SAP quota for the rest of the fucking year, back to chaos and murder. If only we could get a decisive clue, or one of those bozos would stop spewing garbage for 0.5 seconds and give us anything at all.
Well, why don't we just ask them?
What the hell are you saying, Ned?
I mean, that's how they do it on TV, right? You interrogate suspects looking for clues and leads and stuff. That's how they do it on Broadchurch. I've been binge watching all week. Man, there was one episode.
That's actually a fantastic idea. Let's go.
Nancy,
What is it, Ned?
I love you.
Love you too, you nerd. Now come on, let's go interrogate.
imagine anyone to be so cold-blooded as to poison a man's dinner. I mean, lunch, maybe. But dinner? I'm sure Nancy will find a murderer soon enough. Then we can put all this nasty business behind us.
Why are we letting your intern handle everything everywhere? What kind of crack AP student has something near murder on their resume? I say we call the police.
But what if they decide we're all in on it? It'd be smarter to call them after we find the real killer. I agree. An independent investigation would be much preferable to the police, especially if that independent investigation is someone who is close to us and can be reasoned with.
Yes, yeah, I do not really want to be an accomplice for murder or anything like that. I mean, just imagine what my congregation would say.
Oh, I hope Nancy solves this soon. A murder! Imagine, there's a murderer sitting among us. Oh, I don't want to be there. So soon after reuniting with my poor dear daughter. Oh, dear, oh,
Wish you like a brownie, dear.
This is no time for desserts. There's been something suspicious all evening, and now John Body has been murdered. Have any of you thought about why exactly we were called here tonight? I, for one, have never met John Body in my entire life. Have any of you?
You don't think he knows about
No. There's no way he could possibly know. I don't care if he's the best reporter in the world. We were too careful.
You're standing right in front of us, you know.
What are you guys talking about over there? It sounds like you know some kind of big secret Lois Lane died trying to uncover.
Either that, or she's still carrying on the affair.
No, because if that were true, my mother would have offed him already.
Scarlett, once again, I will not be spoken to in this matter.
Ladies, it has nothing to do with either of those things, okay? Okay.
Well, you know what they say. It's either sex, drugs, or murder. And if my mother's covered sex and Body's got a lock on murder,
But who in this room would be so foolish as to deal drugs?
No, let's not jump to conclusions. We should all assume we were all innocent until proven guilty, because right now, we have no reason to suspect anyone here of anything illicit. Besides, all of us here hardly know each other, right?
Oh, yep.
Oh, right.
No.
Yes.
oh right, don't worry about it, because your assistant's on the case, right? The 19-year-old college sophomore. I'm so very reassured.
You're 19 years old, my dear.
I will say, I do rather like this new assistant. Her boyfriend and I had a rather pleasant conversation. Although I do miss dropping in on the lab to pay visits to your old intern, he too was quite the conversationalist.
You know, now that we're talking about it, how did you find another assistant so quickly, Professor? Last I knew, your other assistant hardly gave you a little bit of notice before just vanishing in the thin air.
Oh, she actually contacted me. The day after my last assistant quit, I get an email from Nancy Drew telling me how she's been following my work and how she'd love to serve as my intern over the summer. Quite an impressive resume, too. I hired her right on the spot.
Speak of the devil and she shall appear.
Did she just call you the devil?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, hey, Ned.
Hey, Algie.
Ouchie.
It's short for Algernon.
Who the fuck is Algernon?
You are the mother of my long-term girlfriend.
Oh, right. Hey everybody. So Nancy and I want to take each and every one of you out to the conservatory for an interview.
Just a few basic questions, name, birth date, social security number. Are you a homicidal freak who kills journalists for sport? The works.
Now, you won't be tested on your answers.
But if you say the wrong shit, we'll definitely throw your ass in jail.
So, who's first?
Okay, so I know this is serious, but those two make a really good, good cop, bad cop team,
Speak for yourself. I think they're acting like a bunch of kids.
Scarlett, they're our age. Weird kids. And I'm young at heart.
Whatever. Let's just get this over with. I'll go first.
Yes, it's a way of trying to break her body and mother's heart.
No, Mother. It's because if I stand in this room for 1 minute longer, I might actually bash my head in with one of those candlesticks. Where's the conservatory?
If you'll follow me. There aren't any candlesticks in the conservatory, right?
No, just a few knives, a revolver, and a giant lead pipe.
Good, so we're safe. Just in case you might want to take the candlesticks out here, too.
Right. Okay, everyone. Everyone behave. No murdering, and don't kill anyone while we're gone. Please and thank you.
Ridiculous. As if any of us could kill somebody.
I know, right?
How are we supposed to murder somebody when there's no candlestick?
Nancy, what's happening?
So, what was your opinion of the deceased Mr. John Body?
Nancy?
It's fine, Ted.
That despicable man was the worst kind of person. That goddamn reporter deserved what he got. Now I didn't kill him, but just so you know, these are the reasons that man had to go. Look, I don't mean to be the bad guy. Let me tell you why that busybody had to die in charge of one with it. Somebody breathing down your neck, stopping your research so you're on nervous wreck. Good for nothing, got just what was coming for. Nothing to it. If it were me, it would have been in the conservatory anyway. Give him a lesson in botany any day.
Worst boss ever.
It's not every day you get a job like this, but it's hard to be grateful when your boss is a dick, always keeping secrets. He's a shady guy with all his backroom deals. It's no surprise he died, and when they wanted payback for the shit he writes, guess who has to cover his ass? It's Mrs. White. I didn't do it, but I'm not sorry he's gone. But what they say about karma, it comes back around.
I guess I'll pray for his soul. What's the right thing to do? And don't be surprised if Lucifer comes for you. He was manipulative. Oh, he pretended to be friends. Tried to buy your dirty secrets, use them for his own ends. He was lurking in an alleyway, down on his luck, trying to stop an honest person from smuggling drugs. Thou shalt not murder is the seventh commandment. I didn't do the man in like he did my business. Thou shalt not harm thy neighbor. It's the Bible's law. Now it's a shame nobody said that to that bastard John.
I wasn't seduced to see that John Body beat his head. Can't pretend I liked that man. He'd ask me these questions. He didn't get a clue. I don't want to share all my stories with you. He'd poke round my postcards, my journals, my notes. Why did he care? Only God alone knows. I've met many people. I've made some good friends, but Body'd expose me to suit his own ends. Now I'm not
truly, I think he deserved what he got.
That deplorable man was the worst kind of person. That journalist bastard pissed everyone off. Now I'm not the killer, but that's just as well. I hope that reporter is burning in hell.
What'd you say?
Nancy saved me.
It's fine, Ned. Come on, let's go get an ice cream sandwich and talk about murder, okay?
Oh, of
Won't that
course.
be nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
All right, everybody, that was Act 1. We'll take a brief 10-minute intermission here and then come back for Act 2. We hope you're enjoying it so far.
Sorry, I just, you want a cookie?
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right.
I don't have anything to drink. So.
I know. I'm well. How you doing?
Pretty good. This is pretty good.
It is funny.
Oh my god.
Last number was really good, yeah. So, I've never been in this room, so.
Yeah, it's not usually in here.
I know.
Hello. I'm good. How are you? Did you like that enchilada sauce I gave you?
Oh my god, you gave her some enchiladas?
I had like a lot left over from when we went out to the cabins.
Yeah. Oh, right, right. I just got a new furnace and got a bunch of stuff fixed out there, and it's really nice and cozy. I hope it snowed out there today. I don't know.
I like the snow. It looks
I
nice.
know, it's so festive. It's the first snow I've seen this year.
Ann Arbor's also just like bearable for it to be snowing in because they cleaned off the sidewalks.
Yeah, I know. I know. I said I didn't bring my boots to walk in the snow.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What did you guys drive out here?
I had to be in Columbus yesterday, so we drove this morning. It takes us 5 hours. So we got in at like 1:30. Just goofed around on campus and went out to Jerry's house for a little bit to change clothes. And we'll head back tomorrow. So it's just sort of whirlwind trip.
Yeah.
Did you get get out early, or do you have classes pretty late this semester?
So my classes end Tuesday and my exams end next Tuesday, but I'm staying here because I'm watching someone's dogs.
Oh, really? So you just like stay for the holiday?
Yeah, that's what I did last year too. It's just like, because I live out in West Michigan, and it's just like just far enough that it's like annoying to have to drive out there.
What's your town?
Greenville?
Oh, is it very big?
It's north of Grand Rapids. It's a little rural.
Okay. You know, Jerry's sister lives in Grand Rapids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's funny because my relative, where did Annette Neal Belmont? Like, you know where that is?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, because you know,
I'm from Greenville.
Oh yeah, Greenville.
Yeah.
So Belmont's just north of Grand Rapids. Like, do you know where the
Oh, what's funny is, that's my sister Krista, by the way. I don't know if you've met before. I forget what your first name is.
Aiden.
It's Aiden. And Aiden is my sister. And one time, Jerry's sister, Annette, said around my mom, said something about Belmont. And my mom was like, oh, our family, like, heritage is from there.
Oh.
Like, so, it's just sort of weird. Like,
Yeah.
it's a small world, right?
My family's from California.
Are they
we
really?
live here, so.
What part of California?
So my mother's from the suburban part of Los Angeles County, and then my father was from Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. So, rural California.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I was born in California, but I didn't. We moved here before I was here.
Oh, really? Well,
I do. My mother's family's all out there.
Are they affected by the fire at all?
they're not currently.
They're actually split between Texas and Los Angeles. That's like where they live. It's not a huge issue.
Right. We have some friends that they live near the airport and they're affected by it, but showing me pictures.
Excuse me.
I should ask her if she because I know
I was going to say earthquakes. So is Jeremy's place okay? Yeah. Yeah. I got a second tinderbox that goes right there. It's so dry.
I worry about like
I don't know. When I moved to Pittsburgh, like the fire alarm went off in town, and where we grew up, like when the fire alarm, like the siren went up, and it just fire alarm meant that there's a tornado.
Yeah.
So like I went to the basement, like my kids were little, and I took them to the basement, and I waited. So like I went out and I went to the next door neighbor, and he was like, "What do you do when like the tornado alarm?" She was like, "What tornado alert?" I said, "Oh, it just went off." She's like, "We don't have tornadoes here." It's like, oh my god, like I didn't know. Yeah, we are super busy. So well, we have had a couple tornadoes in Pittsburgh, but they're so rare. That's way where my sister lives. Yeah, we live like southwest of Ann Arbor here in Minneapolis. It's all just you guys grow corn. Yeah, we yeah, it's funny. Did I know? She's a better customer. I know, she's so and we don't want to be on stage. Yeah, they have some outside, yeah. You know, I was at Marshall's the other day and I was getting something for somebody else for Christmas. And I didn't even try it on. I was just like, I went to the funeral yesterday and brought it. It's like it was cold in Columbus yesterday. It was 11 for a wind chill. But, yep, thanks.
You know what VCN means? Area of study.
Would you like a brownie, Miss?
Marvel. And no thank you, my dear. I've had about 7 before I got here. Phew. What a rush.
You must be one of the private investigators that got here with the police then. There seem to be quite a few of you loitering around the house right now.
Private investigator? I'm a little too old for solving mysteries now, don't you think? This is why I wanted to talk to you about the, Oh, looks like you're having a granny convention here. Mind your manners, dear.
If you must know, we were discussing the entire affair around the murder.
Oh, huh. Well, what do you know? You're talking my language. What's up? So you're interested in the murder? I mean, who would it be? When one of your dinner buddies is a murderer, you naturally wonder who it is, right?
Surely you must be curious too, madam. You wouldn't be here for no reason.
All right, so perhaps I am. It's a rather curious business, after all. A reclusive reporter opens his doors to a very exclusive group of people only to be murdered during his second course. I mean, it's rather more glamorous than the neighborhood murders I see, but one must always be open. Whatever. How did word get out to all the PIs anyway? No one even called the police. Someone must be on our network here, because the news was circulating around our community almost the exact same time the police got wind of it. Perhaps the girl with the history and private investigative work? The one solving the mystery from within the group?
You mean Miss Drew?
If you're talking about Nancy, she's not exactly within the group. At least the 6 of us who actually got invitations tonight knew John Body and each other. Her and her boyfriend only knew the professor, and he only hired her the other day, so they came completely out of left field.
The type of addition no one could have prepared for.
You mean the murderer?
Right.
Precisely. Any plans anyone had for tonight must have been absolutely ruined. Now, if I may ask, what were you two gesturing about? You know, just about... Yeah.
What the hell are you doing here? They always feel close, putting Mr. Clay cells to work, solving this dreadful murder. Has nothing to do with Mr. Roger Ackroyd, but give me a few days.
Well, that's entirely unnecessary. Watson and I are here now, so you can go back to Luxembourg or wherever it is you're from.
You two are on the case. Well, it seems me, Hercule Poirot, has arrived just in time to save the late Mr. Body from your incompetence and foul body odor. Et je viens de Brosseau.
Okay, now, hold on a second. Maybe we can put our heads together. After all, Sherlock and I have already found quite a few clues.
Watson, I don't want to work with Frenchy over there.
I am not French, monsieur. I am Belgian. As if I'd want the help of you two amateurs.
Well, I don't see why not. We've got a lot in common, don't we now, Cora?
Other than incompetent sidekicks and authors who hate us both and have tried to kill us off numerous times, I see no resemblance.
Oh, do shut up, Poirot. Every time you open your mouth, you lower down your...
Sherlock, we talked about this. You cannot repeat dialogue. There's copyright rules.
Well, I suppose we kind
to me how you can be so ignorant and thick-headed. We're currently partaking in a play in which the main character is a private investigator. Therefore, we can safely assume that the police are a bunch of dundering fumbleheads and have no idea what they're doing whatsoever.
If you can find us, you'll find we know just where to look. I mean, come on, what kind of person cracks cases by the book? From the moment I was born, I had the mental capacity to be your police force. So can you blame me for feeling a bit superior?
As you find that something special isn't different from the rest?
And on your clues to not alluded, did they put you to the test? And the police are all incompetent if what she needs the best. Well, if you're lucky you came to me. If there's a crime to solve, who's really gonna trust the cops? And if your time's running out on you, then it's time to think outside the box. If you give me a crime scene to analyze, and I can see through every one of your suspects' lies. If someone's dead, then you just might be in the business for a private eye. Who needs a team of professionally trained police when you have one quirky genius who knows this city's beats? Don't look too closely at what I've done. Just assume that I can be everywhere at once. And I'm the only detective who can bring the heat.
Takes an antiquated European germophobic gentleman.
A pretty dozen team of overly suspicious children.
And it's so terrifying. To get his business done. No matter how we exalt them or how much we go around, the police are always back on our side. Because evidence, laws, and trespassing just never seem to apply to us. Yes, it just seems to follow us around. But the work of a job is not our problem.
Sweeping in your business, taking interest in your life.
If you've been running into me without a solid reason why,
Is there in trouble in the area? If something isn't right,
well, you better get ready for a mystery. Hey! If there's a crime to solve, there's only one man for the job. And if your time's running out on you, then it's time to take a gamble with what you got. Cause you know this detective has got a gift, so why not leave it to the experts and roll with it? Killers, look out, because you're looking at the face of your protagonist. If there's a crime to solve.
Stop the song! First my day, then the crime scene, now only ensemble song. What else are you going to do in today's stupid English canard?
If the protagonist is always the infinitely more knowledgeable private detective, and we're not the main characters, but we're trying to solve the mystery,
Go on.
does that mean we're the idiot investigators in this play?
Please, as if Paulo could be reduced from your stereotype of a foreign investigative fool.
Poirot, that's literally your entire characterization. It's mine too, for that matter.
Sacre bleu!
Now, just because we're not the main private investigative detectives doesn't mean we're not the only private.
Jeepers, Fred! What the hell happened to your driving?
Oh gosh, Velma, I'm sorry. Daphne must have given me the. Did you just drive the mystery machine into the freaking mansion?
Does that answer your question?
Oh, boy, school! I smell special brownies!
Not work under such conditions.
Are you going to have the same issue? You play second fiddle to a fancy Belgian detective once. You play second fiddle to a more popular protagonist 1,000 times. Oh, nonsense, dear. I'm sure you're a fine investigator in your own right. Here, let me make us some tea and we can discuss this entire murder together. Over brownies? Yes.
think did it, Nance?
Well, it was obvious.
Ah, Nancy! I've been looking all over for you. Now, I've been doing some thinking about the murder, and I don't mean to suggest the obvious, but I think we should examine poor Mr. Body's, well, body.
Anyone could have told you that.
Didn't I remind you to interrogate the suspects?
And have you actually examined the body?
Well, I sat on it at one point. Jesus, what's with the look? Acts like I committed a felony or something.
Isn't that considered tampering with the crime scene?
Yeah, but you're acting like it's something bad. I mean,
It's bad.
Jesus, there's no need to rub it in, okay? I'll just take a look at the body, fine.
Oh, well, do be sure to take notes. Say, have you noticed all the new people who suddenly showed up? Who knew mystery solving was such a popular field?
Ugh, I can't believe the guy was murdered at his own dinner table.
Well, what do you think did it, Nance? What do you think, Professor?
Well, if you notice over here, the man is wearing a blue tie, and he's foaming blue at the mouth, and his eyes are blue, and those girls on that Italian base are also painted in
Professor,
blue.
look!
My dear, it's awfully rude to interrupt. You're here to learn, and...
Professor, look inside the cup in his hand. This is actually, what the fuck is this?
It's, looks kind of like looks like a feather. You know, from like a bird. I wonder if we can narrow it down.
What kind of bird would be related to one of the suspects?
An unladen African swallow!
Ned, what the fuck? God.
Logically, the fact that there's so much blue could only mean that...
Professor, look. What is this?
A peacock feather? My dear, you may have just found a smoking gun. You see, this peacock feather is also blue, which means that...
It's gotta be from Mrs. Peacock.
Oh, I was going to say it was Colonel Mustard, but now you mention it, that makes more sense.
I can't believe it. The peacock feather. John Body was a reporter, and the entire time she was trying to hide her husband's murder. And I mean, and then him calling in all of her acquaintances and her estranged daughter and her soon-to-be son-in-law. It all fits.
Hey, Nancy, I mean, are we sure it's Miss Peacock? It seems a little bit too convenient. How would the feather have gotten in his cup without any of us noticing?
What the actual hell are you going on about again?
It's a gut feeling.
Ned, we can't exactly trust your gut when you get indigestion from dairy and PG-13 movies. There is a literal peacock feather in the cup that poisoned John Body. That is the lead. Our only lead.
Nancy, I know, but it just, I mean, what if this is like Get Away with Murder, where someone introduces new evidence to throw the real suspects like off the trail and get us all confused and you know, answers don't just fall out of the sky like that. It seems too obvious.
Neither do fucking peacock feathers. Okay, if it were another bird, maybe. But peacocks aren't all that common.
That and we're also in Act 2, so...
You're being ridiculous, Ned.
No, I'm not, Nancy. Okay, look, I know that you're the smarter one out of the two of us, and technically the things you say make sense, but something really just doesn't feel right here.
You know what, Ned? You keep looking. I don't even care anymore. I'm going to talk to Mrs. Peacock and trace down the only lead we have. So while you can join the rest of those idiots running around after 100 different theories, I'm going to solve things like I always do.
Nancy,
I'm just gonna follow her and chase another different theory. Okay, bye.
Fine. I'll solve this by myself. Without adult supervision. Nancy! Professor! Nancy, thank goodness! Okay, Nancy, we can't do this alone. We have to find an adult, okay? Look, there's Professor Plum. We just need to go. You were Cloud, right?
No. I left when Nancy was out of the room. I'm certain her boyfriend doesn't have the initiative to follow me.
Are the plans that we set for tonight still going on?
Nah, the police are just snooping around everywhere. I've called the outsider and let them know to lay low for a while. For now, we should focus on making sure none of the police gets wind of our plans.
It should be doable. I've been giving out brownies to them all night, so it should be taking fast effect.
Well, if you've ever read a mystery book, I'm sure that you have heard of 3 ingredients you need to spin a captivating murder.
The body itself, of course, wears a fun if no one's horrifically killed.
But that's not enough. A viewer won't be satisfied until
an affair!
That's
just a thing that we need.
Throw a sexy little skittle in, and you got drama guaranteed.
The story isn't hot till all the banging's extramarital.
To give your mystery some flair, you got to throw in an affair.
What? Mrs. Peacock, are you sure you're all right?
Oh, I'm just worried, Master. Imagine what would happen if we got caught.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll get out of this mess together.
When your story is lagging, the mystery's dragging, the romance is drab and has no excitement. The murder needs help, it's just laid by itself. So I guess it's up for us to take the slack. Sex, drugs, and murder will save a mystery from being in the dumps. And if it's sex, drugs, and murder we need, then I guess we're supplying sex appeal and drugs. Drugs! We need drugs!
When your story's a mess, throw an opium addiction in to get yourself a big success.
Substance trafficking is what we need to make it safe.
If your mystery's in a rut, just get these folks to smuggle drugs.
Mrs. White, might I trouble you for a few more brownies?
Why, Professor, haven't you had enough tonight? You need to be sober to keep your wits about
Why?
you, you know.
I can't help myself. I don't remember what I put in these brownies, but they're just too good.
When you're the sideshow, it's hard knowing you can't top the.
How does one cope when you know that you'll always be the B story?
Well, when your story is lagging, the romance is drab and it's been 17 since we've seen our felony. The murder needs help, it's just laid by itself. So I guess it's up to us to take the slack. Sex, drugs, and murder all save a mystery from being in the dumps. And if it's sex, drugs, and murder we need, then I guess we're supplying sex appeal and drugs. Yes, that's our part! That's our role in this play. Steal the show with one small cameo, and we'll be on our merry way. So clap your hands, let's hear applause for all your favorite underdogs. The story only works because we rounded up with sex and
We have to be more careful. My assistant is snooping around a little too much. I don't know what she got for damn interrogations, but it can't be good. When in doubt, we speak less. Agreed?
Agreed, yes. Because if word got out about our illicit enterprise, things could go very wrong indeed.
Professor, don't you think it might be time for a new assistant? If I recall correctly, all your other ones were fired for similar reasons. If Nancy Drew doesn't stop snooping around, I can't promise she won't go the way of Mr. Body over in the dining room. And that would be tragic indeed, wouldn't it?
Be careful what you say, my dear. She might be onto us. But at the very least, she suspects you of the murder.
What? Well, I was being so careful. I knew how risky it was.
Oh, we weren't careful enough, were we?
Calm yourself, Mrs. White. She doesn't know of a potential motive, yet. When we are to protect Mrs. Peacock, you must be more careful. You must have let your guard down at some point, because there's evidence of you at the crime scene.
I hesitate to say this, but I worry that the murder investigation may throw undue attention on my unsuspecting daughter. If it is necessary for me to take the fall...
No, we will not let Mrs. Peacock go to jail. Agreed?
Okay. Well, suppose we'll have to cover it up then. I think I have some friends still in law enforcement.
Did you see that? I knew it all along.
Nancy, the conversation could have been about anything. It doesn't mean that...
Ned, you didn't believe me, and yet you led me right to it. Like, this gave me the evidence I needed. Ugh.
Nancy, I don't think it's really what's going on.
Thank you, Ned. You gave me the evidence that I needed, and now I think I know what the motive is. I think I know what happened. I know who the killer is.
And why exactly are we all in the same room?
That isn't here.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, come now, dear. The big reveal always happens in some sort of meeting room with all of the suspects gathered together.
So, I suppose we are to assume that you have a suspect, Miss Drew.
You would be surprised, wouldn't you, Mrs. Peacock? Because it was you who killed John Body in the dining room with a cup of poisoned grape juice.
Objection!
What the hell, Ned?
Yeah, pipe down, man.
You didn't even know who he was literally 10 seconds ago.
It wasn't Miss Peacock. It couldn't have been. It just doesn't make sense.
Have you got a better suggestion? If not, sit down and let me deal with this.
I just need time to think, Nancy.
That means that you don't have one, and I'm going to arrest the real killer. You know what? You know, the second that you stop doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing right now is the moment I solve this case. Why do you do this every time?
Those accusations made tonight. It's also fishy, something's not quite right. We're pointing fingers everywhere, but doubt still lingers in the air.
Look, Ned, I know that you're trying to help, but we found the killer. We can go home now.
Nancy, we have to have decisive evidence. We can't just run around like chickens with our heads cut off pointing fingers at everyone.
So far, all you have is a feeling that something's wrong, and we both watched enough Law and Order to know that's not going to hold up in court.
It's not like you have a written confession either.
Enough, dear. I must say something right now. There is nowhere to run. I try to keep my silence, but the time is done. I'm a poor John Marty. I left my feather in his cup. Now it seems my fatal flaw was not cleaning up.
Now you've seen that she's the killer. Admit that I was right.
But still isn't over, and I'll prove it to you tonight.
Somebody here committed murder.
Somebody has to pay the price. When the night is over, you will see I'm right.
Who else could it be?
Look, Nancy, I don't know.
No,
but
she's guilty. She said so herself.
That doesn't mean that.
For once in your life, she's listening.
Shut up! Gosh, Nancy, we have to have decisive evidence, okay?
For fuck's sake, let me handle this, okay? I've been doing this since high school. What were you doing when you were 15, huh?
No. Stop pushing me out like that, okay? I've been trailing after you all night, interrogating the same suspects and looking at the same clues, okay? So for once in your life, could you just trust me?
Trust you? With a murder investigation?
Okay, look careful. That's what brownies right over here.
Oh boy! Special brownies! Like you want one, Velma? Oh, zoinks! Oh, that doesn't taste like my special brownie! Oh!
Again?
Again?
How often does this happen? Maybe you should bring him along, you know?
I don't really want to help.
That's not part of your job description, is it?
No, it's not.
I really hope that he's gonna be alright. I mean, that flailing. Wait. The flailing. Just like John Body's flailing. And the brownies. It all makes sense.
You need to calm yourself, dear. Some people react that way the first
No,
time you have
no.
them around.
Mrs. White, it's not just your drugs. John Body mentioned having one of your special brownies right before he died. And the flailing. It all makes sense.
Unfortunately, you're not making sense. What the hell is going on, Ned?
The wine glass was fishy, and now we know why. It wasn't the weapon that made Body die. The brownies, it's plain as can be. This killer won't make a fool out of me. And I have the evidence to back it up.
Look, Ned, I've seen all your evidence, and it doesn't prove anything.
No, Nancy. While you were out interrogating suspects, I ran into one of the PIs. Poirat. And they gave me this. This!
What?
It's a letter addressed from Mr. Body to his boss at the newspaper. Apparently this whole dinner tonight was a setup. It was just to get us all together to gather information for his latest expose.
An exposing on what?
See, that's the thing. He suspected some of us were drug smugglers. Apparently even his staff was in on it.
Staff. So that means that...
Mrs. White! You're a spy!
What?
I see the connection, the brownies and you. It wasn't the wine that made him.
God damn it, Ned! Do you want to explain yourself then?
It was Mrs. White at the table with the brownies. I'll tell you why it makes sense, okay? Mrs. White knew about the plan, which means that she had motive. But she also had access to the brownies and could have easily poisoned them. It all makes sense.
Okay, I will admit it.
It's really you?
But you're still barking up the wrong tree, I'm afraid. I am not the killer, dear. No, I don't think so. Everybody's gathered here tonight. It goes down. I have been here watching you all here at dinner. I'm sorry, dear, but here's the truth. John was on the story too. Our guests were suspects, criminals. We watch for drug rings, not just me, her too. Hey! The mission's been compromised anyway, dear. Doesn't matter. No! One of us just got accused of murder!
Okay, I see your point, but...
Wait! Scarlet, does this mean that you two...
Yes, Mother, I spied on you and your creepy friends tonight, and I'm not sorry about it either. $40,000 for opium to the house of a dinner host? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
My own daughter.
Fuck Scarlet!
What?
Not literally. I'm more concerned that Mrs. White was double-crossing us this entire time.
Don't
Wait.
let your temper get the best of you, Mr. Green.
Wait, you mean this is all true? There's a drug job going down tonight? My dear deluded boy, why else would I want 20 crates of poppies from your jumbo joyride?
Botany?
Drugs, you fucking imbecile! It was drugs!
Okay, wait a goddamn second. So you three, you brought your little drug smuggling gig to the dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. And you two were spying on them for his newspaper?
Yes, that's the whole reason he hosted this, you know? He knew if he gave them a reason to meet up, they'd choose Snip for their operation.
And I've been watching them for a while now for Mr. Body.
Watching us? We thought you were you're a part of our team!
Guys, we're getting distracted here. Don't you realize what this means for the murder?
Yeah, it means not only was this bitch trying to kill us, but she was double-crossing us too.
You really need to stop yelling at me. Mr. Nickerson, I did not kill John Body. He was an upstanding man who tried to do a good thing. Personal problems aside, I was proud to help him take those criminals down. I wouldn't have done anything to jeopardize his mission tonight.
But you're the only one who had access to the brownies.
Not exactly. That tray's been going around all night. Whoever ate a brownie could simply poison the tray and let it pass along.
And even if not, how was I supposed to control who took which brownie? Put your names on them? That's too hard of a steward for me.
And nobody else can control that either. I don't recall a single instance of anybody picking up a brownie and handing it to any other specific person.
Maybe the murderer was just trying to kill the person who ate the most brownies. Even so, there would have been no way to ensure it.
Wait, that means...
Here could have been murder. I could have been the one to die. All the took the shot and it just wasn't John Body's night. Round and round the poison goes. I'm glad you made it out alive. But if you called out and said you killed our man, and why?
Hold it. We're all busy, we all have business. Five of us are trying for a big break. Here comes policemen, homes reporters, private eyes, private is blind. Why would any one of us murder for a populace tonight when I've investigated and passed without a sound? The journalists are innocent, the smugglers are innocent, the others may be innocent as well.
What kind of bullshit is this?
She's trying to convince us into thinking she's innocent.
No, I think she has a point. I know that I didn't have time for murder, not with everything else going down tonight. The same goes for you, Professor, Mr. Green. That's why I don't think you're the murderers either.
The brownie tray proves that this wasn't a murder toward John Body or towards anyone for that matter. Whoever the killer was, they couldn't have chosen their victim. They did murder for the sake of murder.
And if we were trying to quietly collect our money, and you were gathering information for a future expose,
We all had a lot riding on tonight, and with all these journalists and reporters snooping around, that means bad news for all five of us. A scandal this big would have ruined our plans.
it's already ruined ours.
Okay, I'm convinced. But if the five of us wanted this night to go as inconspicuously as possible, that only leaves... me?
Me?
And me.
Wait, you?
You didn't really think we let Al-Gamadi in on our business, did you? He'd give us away in a second.
Oh yeah, no. That boy's definitely not part of the drug ring.
He's totally free of the drug charges, which by extension makes him very potentially guilty of the murder charges.
Alright. First of all, it's Algernon.
Thank you.
And secondly, he doesn't look like the kind of guy that would murder anybody.
Wait a second, Ned. Think about this. We've been investigating the whole night. What kind of murderers would investigate their own crime? It has to be Halogen.
Okay, that one didn't even start with a name.
Right, Axeman.
Okay, that one did. But still.
Just putting my 2 cents in here, but I don't like how this idiot started magically solving everything within the last 10 minutes.
No, I don't think it's me. I was my own first suspect, so I double checked.
For fuck's sake, Ned, it's not you. You are physically incapable of hurting a fly.
I didn't think it was you either, if that mattered.
It doesn't. You still got to be guilty. I finally didn't listen to the talk, all that hard to see. My investigation did succeed. It wasn't me, it wasn't Ned. What kind of motive would we have? Killer works against themselves, it cannot be. What else? It comes down to the means and the motive. And Ned and I have never met Mr. Body before tonight.
Hey, we proved that the killer couldn't have chosen his victim, so that doesn't mean...
You want to play it that way? Ned and I have never met any of you before, except for Professor Plum, and he's the guy paying me. You, on the other hand, well, your girlfriend's a bitch, your mom's a serial killer, and everyone else here treats you like shit.
You included.
Can you blame her?
Now, let's move on to the means, shall we? How could Ned and I have poisoned the brownies? You've been stuffing your face with them all night, while Ned and I
got to.
Ned, we all know what you're like on sugar. What are you trying to say? I mean...
Well, yeah, but you didn't have any either. You've been making a point of it this entire night to stay away from the brownies.
Yeah, your point. Maybe I'm on a low-carb diet.
No. The point is, it's you!
For fuck's sake! How could I have poisoned the brownies when I haven't touched a single one all night? The force.
Yeah, this is just a really big misunderstanding.
You know, as much as I'm enjoying this little repartee, I would like to mention that when I introduced myself to Miss Drew earlier tonight, she expressed an interest in my brownies.
Oh, fuck! I looked at a pastry! You got me, officer! Take me away!
Not only that, but she picked one up and then put it back onto the tray.
That doesn't prove anything!
No, but the combined facts that you looked at the brownie, picked up the brownie, put the brownie back down, and then avoided the brownies for the rest of the night. Pretty suspicious.
Okay, are we all playing a little game here? Ignoring the fact that I have zero reason to want anyone here dead?
Does your current look of pure hatred count?
No!
Okay, then I guess you have a point.
Look, neither one of us have any motive to kill anyone here, and Colonel Mustard had brownies himself, so wouldn't that automatically exclude the three of us?
Just because the colonel took a calculated risk doesn't mean he's innocent.
Just because we don't know why you wanted to kill him doesn't mean you definitely didn't. It wasn't me, I promise you, it has to be her.
I have no motive, but you do,
So just confess now, the murderer is one of us. You'll have to choose which one you trust. I see it all so clearly, and I'll prove that you are guilty if I must. You trust me, don't you, Ned?
Oh, you two should be ashamed of yourself for dragging this poor boy in between you.
For the record, I still think it's him. What? At least it makes me different.
Charlotte, I did not raise you to level random murder accusations at innocent people.
Oh, so is that what you were telling yourself when we were talking about your dead husbands earlier?
Frankly, yes!
Oh, okay, so I didn't know that innocent also meant guilty as a sinner in a
Wait, speak up, Miss Scarlet. Ooh, I found this ring earlier. Does it belong to either of you?
Oh, yes, this is the heirloom ring that I gave to my daughter on her 5th birthday. Thank you for finding it, dear boy.
Not mine.
What? Wait, if it's not yours, Nancy, are you seeing another man?
The fuck?
Is it Miss Scarlet?
First of all, Mrs. Scarlet isn't a man.
This ring came from my first husband, and I gave it to my daughter. What do you mean it isn't yours?
Scarlet? Do I have to? Yeah, the jig is up, my dear.
Oh, all right. I'm not the real Miss Scarlet.
What? That's preposterous.
What?
We sang a duet and everything.
You mean the time that you were singing and I was sitting there trying to get out of it? I'm not your kid, you crazy old hag.
What, this isn't another act of teenage rebellion? You're serious?
Well, Master Body needed another person to spy on your drug operation, and I knew no one would have the same automatic trust as your own daughter, so I may have suggested that he hire a spy to pretend to be your long-lost daughter returning from overseas.
What?
Yeah, she was going to come clean, though, when you were in maximum security.
Yeah, and anytime Miss Scarlet, it's Patricia.
This is ridiculous. You think I don't recognize my own daughter?
How could you even tell? You haven't seen her in years.
Motherly intuition?
Which you don't have, considering the fact that I'm a 24-year-old private eye with no blood relation to you.
Well, you may not be my daughter, but you certainly argue like her.
Wait. So, does that mean when you dated me?
Oh, I was kind of trying to see if you were willing part of the drug operations, but if that
been informed that this girl is not the one who disembarked from a ship. And the last time I saw my daughter, or this ring, was on a Carnival Line cruise ship 10 years ago.
Maybe she mailed it to one of us.
No, that doesn't make any sense. She would have been too young to remember any of us, except for her mom.
So it's back to Mrs. Peacock.
No, because then she would have pretended not to recognize it.
It seems so obvious, doesn't it?
Mrs. White?
The real Miss Scarlet must be in this room.
My daughter's back from overseas?
You thought she's been back for 3 months.
My daughter's really back from overseas?
Is she hiding or something?
No. Master Body ran checks on all of the staff before he hired them, and the police have searched the premises. We are the only ones here. I'm saying one of us is the real Miss Scarlet in disguise.
What the fuck?
Who could she be?
Where is my daughter?
Somebody here is Miss Scarlet now. Which one could it be? Well, based on age alone, it's not white or brown or green. Colonel Mustard's never gone.
Miss Peacock's Miss Scarlet's mom.
That leaves only one, but it can't be.
Ned, I swear to God, if you don't shut up right now, you are never getting laid again in your life!
We've never even had sex, Nancy!
Even better! It'll just be you and your right hand!
That's not true! Plenty of people have wanted to have sex with me!
Really? Let's have a show of hands, folks! No one!
That's not true!
Name one!
Emma?
Emma? Emma who?
Watson?
Emma Watson wanted to have sex with you.
Okay, back to the ongoing murder investigation. Is it true? Are you the real Miss Scarlet?
Or are you really trying to say that I'm the long-lost daughter of this woman who just happened to be at this dinner party tonight, and that I happened to bring along an heirloom ring that would give away my identity, and that I failed to be recognized by my own mother?
Yeah, and I'm also saying you're the murderer.
That's fucking stupid.
And that's also not enough.
Oh, come on, Ned. Do you really think I'm a murderer? Do you have any evidence of that?
Nancy?
Fine. Do you have any evidence that I committed murder?
That's not a no.
You don't have a shred of decisive proof proving that I did this. But if it makes you feel any better, Ned, no, I didn't murder anyone. Fucking idiot! Out of here.
What do you want with us, you backstabbing two-bit con artist?
That is rich coming from a failed crime ringleader.
Okay, look. Differences aside, can we all agree that Miss Drew is the only one in this room who could possibly be the real Miss Scarlet?
Just Scarlet? My lab assistant? I can't quite believe it.
But I'm 100% certain this ring can only have come from her.
So then, if she really is the real Miss Scarlet, and the suspects are down to her, her boyfriend, and Algernon, then...
She knows my name.
Part-time.
Okay, I know we're not dating, but come on!
Then she has a probable motive.
Yeah, she was the only one with the means of doing so.
But if that girl is really my daughter, I can't imagine she would murder anybody.
Like mother, like daughter. Must be genetic.
I'm really starting to dislike you.
Me too.
Well, I'm out of here once this whole thing blows over, so bite me, bitches.
Back to the point. Can we all agree that Nancy, Scarlet, whoever she is guilty?
Yeah.
She's right, you know. You haven't got a single shred of decisive evidence. If you try to arrest her based on what you have, you'll be laughed at.
What makes you say that?
Mr. Green, you realize you are talking to a 3-time widow with 3 very large, very complete estates.
Wait, did you just admit?
What else can we do, though? Investigate more? She's too smart. Give her time and she'll talk us all out of thinking it's her.
We're not all as gullible as you are.
No, but he has a point. Just because the 5 of us aren't, doesn't mean that the police aren't.
Thank you.
Shut up, Alpha.
He's right. She's smart. Too smart. I wouldn't know. I hired her. Now, we're lucky she slipped up to the ring. We may not get so lucky again.
If you think I'm helping you, you're wrong.
Okay, look. What we really
Have you tried asking nicely?
Good cop isn't gonna work.
Bad cop isn't going to either. Not unless we have something to press her on.
If you think I'm telling you anything, you're wrong.
Will you shut up? You barely even knew that girl was your daughter like 5 seconds ago!
You know, she is quite protective of that boyfriend of hers.
Excellent deduction, Sherlock. And how the hell are we supposed to explode that?
I'm just saying.
You know, back when I was embroiled in my life of crime,
Isn't that still ongoing?
when we needed someone to do something that they did not want to do, what we did was we didn't threaten them, we threatened their families.
What are you suggesting, dear?
We put Ned on the chopping block.
Like, execute him?
Oh, leave it to me.
Nope.
What, so you're going to torture the boy until she confesses? You'll be put in handcuffs long before she says anything.
No, he has a point. Right now, Nancy Drew and Ned Nickerson are under the most suspicion for the murder.
Don't forget that sorry excuse for a human being.
Why must you torture me so?
We can't get a confession out of Nancy, but we have an effective way of putting Ned under pressure.
We're never going to get a better opportunity.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that we should accuse
Him!
somebody here could be Miss Scarlet and we know nothing about this past, so it could very well be her.
How can we know he's something we can really trust?
If he had known all this, why not just solve it earlier tonight?
And why not touch my brownies? Why not show the ring way far ahead? And if she's not the killer, then this guilty bastard must be.
Objection!
Yes, dear.
Just leave Ned out of this, okay?
Well, how are we supposed to do that when he's the murderer?
Unless there's something else you'd like to add.
It was me. I did it.
Nancy, you don't have to confess just for your boyfriend's sake.
I mean it. I'm the real Miss Scarlet. I poisoned John Body. Ned didn't do anything.
Hold on just a second. You're my lab assistant.
What difference does that make?
Now, my lab assistant can't just go around murdering my dinner host and secretly being the daughter of my friends. That's not in the employee manual.
Oops, must have missed that part of the contract. Darn.
Nancy?
Were you okay?
Okay! You just committed me of murder like 2 minutes ago! And now Nancy...
No, hey. We didn't think it was you for 1 second. You know that, right? We were just trying to get Nancy to confess.
Wait, none of you actually thought that I was the murderer?
No.
I cannot believe you used Ned against me like that. That's like taking a puppy hostage.
Okay, yeah, but like... it worked.
You got me on that one.
Okay, so just to be clear, we're done here, right? We found the real Miss Scarlet, uncovered the drug ring, got the murderer to confess.
Yep,
And our reporter's dead, so my contract's over.
presumably so.
Oh, thank God. If I'd eat one more tea sandwich, I swear I would barf. Well, it was nice getting to know all of you. Mrs. Peacock, very sorry for pretending to be your strange child and all this stuff. Happy to see you owe me my check. And Mrs. White, I will try to keep in touch. Okay, bye. Bye.
Nancy?
What is it, Ned?
Why did you do it, Nance?
I don't know if I should tell you. I don't want you
Please,
to have...
Nancy. I need to know.
Okay. When I was 8, I was angry at my mother. I knew she had killed my father and that she was living off of his money, off of my trust fund. And I thought, what if she kills me next? What if taking my money and shipping me off to Europe isn't enough?
So, you did it in self-defense?
No,
That's why my other lab assistants began getting suspicious.
Anyway, and I realized she hadn't changed her will. Everything would go to me if she died.
But I thought we proved that we couldn't really determine who was going to get the poison brownie.
And if she was incarcerated for first-degree murder, the full control of her estate would go to me. If someone else got the brownie, I was going to pin it on her.
So that's why there was a peacock feather in the cup.
I left it there while I was investigating. Ironically enough, when Ned was looking at the ring. I honestly don't know why I fucking brought it anyways. It was just stupid sentimentality, okay? But I remember when she gave me the ring, and it was one of the few times I felt close to my mother, and I figured since it was the last time I'd probably see her, it was fucking stupid sentimentality, okay?
Nancy? I really loved you, Nancy.
I know.
And I thought that you loved me too.
What are you getting at, Ned?
I mean, was this all just a ploy? Was I just another in? Am I secretly related to Pastor Green or something?
Oh my God.
Ned, what the fuck are you? No! You're not related to Pastor Green. Or anyone else here. Like, what part could you have played in any of this?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
No, I didn't bring you here or date you for some weird puppet master reason, okay? I like you, and I thought you'd like seeing the house, and I thought if I was careful, I could keep you uninvolved. It was...
That's the stupidest thing I
You mean you really loved me and I turned you in?
Hey, no, it's okay. It's not your fault. You definitely did the right thing, okay? I straight up would have at least killed another 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely at least another 4 people. Minimum.
Really?
Yeah, you totally did the right thing.
I'm not crying, you're crying. I can't believe this happened. I thought we were a perfect pair. I thought you'd always be here. I don't think I have a clue of what I'll do without you. I can't believe you were behind this fucked up twisted time. I'll visit you in prison, but
No, you won't, because I am definitely getting back some security. Bye, Ned. Okay, thanks. So are the police coming to arrest me, or?
I'll take it from here. Nancy Drew, you're under arrest.
Just shut up. You are ruining the moment.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Nancy Drew, you're under arrest. I get it. Okay, sir. All right, you have the right to remain silent.
Objection! Really? Can you just let me finish
Oh,
my...
aren't you forgetting about the other people in this room who have also committed crimes?
What are you doing?
Yes, that's true. Pastor Green and Professor Plum and I were all involved in the multi-million-dollar drug cartel.
Why would you do that? Why would you...
Look, I wasn't informed about any of this. I really wasn't expecting
thugs, you three are also under arrest. Boys, I'm gonna need some backup over here.
Mrs. Peacock, why would you turn yourself in?
The same reason you did, I suppose.
Mother?
Because despite all your numerous faults, flaws, and shortcomings, I do still love you, dear. When the light seemed just right, I swam it, I could see my dearest husband's eyes. I know I've said this song before, but after all I have, I should wonder after all these years apart. I guess we could just start all over, even though this all went down tonight. We can move on from this. It was a tragedy. That poor Mr. Buddy. I wonder if it was fate that crossed our paths. What a way to reconnect at this dinner here. Maybe it's for the best. Despite John Body's death, I suppose I can forgive you for trying to frame him.
I can say the same about you.
Now, dear,
I knew that two men here was gonna be arrested.
Which two? Use your head, dear. Those two.
Why? Why would you do this to us?
You did break the law, Pastor Green.
So? So did you! So does everybody at least once in their life?
I can't quite believe this is happening. I mean, who would have thought? I'm just a professor.
Just a professor? You're as guilty as I am!
Pastor.
It's Pastor Green! Oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the hell is my congregation gonna think?
Pastor!
What?
That's enough, don't you think? You're both smart, man. I think we can tell when we've both been beaten. I think we should have no trouble navigating institutionalized prison, don't you?
I suppose not.
This is simply the end of this enterprise. We'll bounce back in no time, I'm sure.
I do make a good bottle of moonshine.
That's the spirit. Pun intended. I'm sure there's plenty of demand in prison.
Hey, don't go talking about that kind of stuff in front of me. Otherwise, I'll have to arrest you. Again, capiche?
You got it, officer.
When the story is over, our song's getting slower. The curtain is falling around the closure. A murder's been solved and our crimes have been found. So I guess it's up to us to take the fall. Can we get one last cheer for the jesters that have made this drama fun? Who else is gonna bring your murder mystery? It's sex and drugs.
Wow, okay, now that that's over, why don't I make you boys some brownies while for the road?
Where are you going, Mrs. White?
Frankly, I'm not sure. With Master Body dead, I guess I'm gonna have to seek employment elsewhere.
I object.
And who are you?
Who, me? I'm Al Woods. I'm a Gemini with a double Capricorn moon, president of my sorority Delta Nu. And I'm Mr. Body's personal lawyer.
Wow, really?
Unfortunately, yes.
I have his will right here. It's a shame that he died, really, but that's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, yes. I, John Body, being of sound mind and body, do bequeath the entirety of my
I know I wasn't always the best of bosses, but you never doubted me. Your loyal service was always appreciated. Consider my estate a token of thanks for everything you've done for me over the years and for helping me selflessly uncover the drug smuggling ring.
Oh, wait. Aren't you also benefiting
No,
from...
I'm not. No. I don't know what to say.
How about, oh my god, I'm rich!
I guess for all the trouble Master Body gave me, he really did value our partnership.
And?
And oh my god, I'm rich!
Well, you said it. Now come on, we have paperwork to sign.
You boys can see yourselves out, right?
And then there were two.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy night tonight, huh?
Oh, you and me both. I mean, I thought Scarlett and I were in love. She introduced me to her mom and everything. Thought we were serious. And it turns out she was a spy.
Honestly, I wish we hadn't even signed up for this stupid dinner. My girlfriend turned out to be a murderer.
That's no competition I want to win. But, you know, there's no way of thinking, you know. Scarlett, I mean, Patricia, had this whole double life I knew nothing about.
Yeah, but she loved me, you know?
She was also a murderer.
Well, yeah, but I loved her too.
And I loved Scarlett. I mean, whatever. But she lied to me, just like Nancy did to you. Maybe we don't need them.
We don't?
No. But come on. You're the one who solved the mystery tonight. You're the real hero.
I mean, I was just following Nancy around. I didn't really do a whole lot.
Oh, come on. You solved it even when she was leading you in the other direction.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it was a crazy night, but at least we made some good friends, you know.
I mean, but Professor Plum's gonna be in jail for a while, so I don't... Oh, and of course you! Yeah, it was so great to meet you. I mean, your stories, the one with the fountain, and the bananas, and your wits!
Oh, remind me to tell you the full version of that story some other time.
I'd like to hear it.
Well, I will tell you though. This has been a crazy night. There never was a dull moment. We figured out this mystery.
goes. Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm doing this time. Okay. So I surprised them with this last night, but it's not surprising anymore. But I'm still gonna do it. So thank you so much for sitting through this wonderful play that we put on. It was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot better tonight. Anyway, what I am standing in front of you to do tonight is I want you to leave this place knowing the full extent of the story of this play. Not only is it a murder mystery about Nancy Drew being a filthy murderer, it's also the story of two wonderful people who came together and wrote a play for all of us. So if Sandy and Lily will step forward, I want you all to give them a huge round of applause. Not only did they write and direct this play, they also had to star in it because a few people weren't available for the spots. So that was incredible. And let me tell you, these two have worked their asses off more than any other director I've had the pleasure of working under. Because not only was this sort of a difficult play, but also, put this lightly, the cast was not the most cooperative it could have been. But we pulled it together. We have some gifts to give now.
So, we don't want to just thank them by having Nathan talk about them, apparently. So, I have presents for Sammy and Lily. Here's the two on top. Okay. And then also we have one for Eric, who was our violinist. Woo! Also the sole live musician in the show. So he's incredible. He's incredible and amazing. And then also, you might not know this if you haven't read the program from cover to cover, but Carolyn Bush was our assistant director and also was not supposed to play this part.
Alright, so Sammy did this last night, but I'm going to round this off, Nathan, by saying that we may have directed this play, but the only people that could have brought it to tonight was our amazing cast, who all came together tonight and really killed it. We've been through a lot of hard stuff, and we have had a few very difficult rehearsals, but in the end, we were all able to come together tonight and give you our show. Also, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, because this is why we do it. We put on these plays for you, so that we can make you laugh, hopefully at the end of the night at least once. So, thank you very much, and clap for yourselves, yeah.
Okay, I'll leave opening that. I just have a couple more thank yous. One big thank you to Arts in Michigan for funding this entire production. A huge thank you to the entire Nerds family, both on stage and off. An incredible amount of support for everything. Worse, depending on who you talk to. A huge thank you to Nicole and JD for running the lights. They're also both in this production and we're running lights, and that's just amazing. So also big thank you to Eric for all the music and Carolyn for being an amazing assistant director. Big thank you for our entire cast for all the hard work they put in. And like Lily said, a big thank you to you guys for coming out and being such a supportive audience. We're so grateful to have the opportunity to perform for you guys. So thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I literally just walked right in front of the live stream. Like literally my face was just like right there.
Wave to them then.
Hi, thanks for watching.
Oh, no.